G. I found out down. You will. He will do it for you if you only believe. Is there anybody in the building? No God. He will do it. I think I want to go high. Oh God. Oh God. Fix it for you. I'll fix it for you. Yeah. I think I want to go one more. Jesus will. He will save you. If you want to be saved, He will keep you. If you want to be kept, my God, don't worry about the houses, your cars, and the land. But there's a God that is stronger. Than anybody. My God, He,
Don't get distracted in the words, son.
I want to go one more. Jesus, Calvary, Savior and King. Anybody know what I'm talking about? You one more. I feel God here. Jesus, He will strengthen your heart if you only believe. Yes, He will.
Those of you who are just beginning with learning how to back up a preacher, my good friend Starling Jones, on his website, as you can see, he has in every single key just the basic preacher chords that you can use. So if you want to go ahead and head over there and just kind of check those out, that could be helpful for you if you are just beginning. Okay, and in addition, you can, I would probably start, if you're just starting off, you can start with the late Bishop Keith. He had a YouTube channel, passed a couple years ago, but he had a great lesson on it on YouTube. And of course, Pretty Simple Music. Anton Walker has some that Kevin Conley just released, I think just this year. Well, it's 2017, so that would have been last year. But he also shows preacher chords, and then you got a new one that came out with Cedric Russin, I think, an organ clinic that he did. So you have a lot of videos on this. I don't think there's too much I can add to it. So what I'm going to do is, the first thing I'm going to do is just kind of show you the basic, very, very simple preacher chords you can use in G. And then we're going to go through Mike Bereal's and what he did in his. All right, so stay tuned. What I'm going to do is give you the kind of the primary basic chords that you can use in G. Keep in mind that the bottom notes, if we're in G, would be the G, then you go to the 3, then you're going to go to the 4, then the flat 5, then the 5. The basic quality of the chord is when you're using a G, go ahead and use a dominant, which is going to be that chord. Now, when you go to the B, that is also going to be a dominant, but what I want you to do is, that's dominant, but keep those there, because those are from the previous chords. If you're on an organ, then that means that these two notes will not move, and so it'll sound like that. Okay, so you're only going to be moving your left hand, really, but you want to make sure you keep those here. Then when you get to that C, now yes, it should be a dominant chord, so it should be this. Okay, so that first chord would be this, the second chord would be, okay, then the third would be this, but I want you to change it up a little bit. I want you to use, we're going to make it really simple. Just instead of having this as a C major chord, let's change that to a D minor chord. So it'll sound like this. And then See how that sounds? And it sounds much better, sounds more colorful. And yes, they're still dominant chords, but it changes to a 13 sus4 just by moving the C up to a D minor. Now, the next chord was to be the flat 5, which will always be diminished, is what they tell you. But you don't actually have to do that. You can have it as a function of a 5-7 chord leading to the D, so you can go like this. Or you can use that. And the reason why you're able to use that is because that next chord is going to be a D minor 9. So in context, see how that sounds? Because it's leading into that D. But that's just kind of giving you, but to the C sharp diminished also leads to the D. But it gives you kind of some choices on what to do. And of course, remember, we're not just kind of memorizing these. We're kind of looking at the concept of it. That first one is a dominant, and this one is a B7. You know, but there are a lot of you know, things you can do with that. Right? Because all of these are functions. If I said that, I'm still thinking of that B dominant chord in mind because the B is still there. Right? And so again, but remember the basics. That's that G7 first. And then we have this. Then we go to the C. And I said that you can kind of go up there. If you want, just so you can have some more choices with what to do. And then I said you can go to this, which is it's an unstable chord, so it wants to move up to that D. But I said that you don't have to use a diminished. You can use an A7, right? Put that with try it with an F chord on top, and then throw in a C sharp in there, right? And it does the same thing as the diminished chord would do, which would lead to that D chord, and then of course after the D you go back to the G. Okay, so now let's see how Mike does it.
G.
So we're in the key of G. All right, let's stop right there. Let's unpack that. Okay. Okay, so what is going on there? What kind of idea is that? Okay, so that is going to be a G Dorian idea. And why do I call it a G Dorian idea? Because in the Dorian scale, the 3rd note and the 7th note are flat. So you know that the G scale would be this. Therefore, the Dorian would flatten the 3rd and flatten that. And so these notes are coming from that. It almost sounds a little bit like that creeping song that Corey Henry was playing as far as that idea. And it's an important idea to note because he's hitting it on the 1. So it gives you a little bit of extra movement you can do if you're looking for more stuff to do than just hitting that G dominant chord. You can hit that movement, the G Dorian movement. Let's keep on going. Okay, so now what is that? So now so he's using that B flat 7th as it were, basically. Okay, with a 9 sus4, and then going into an E major 9, and sounds like he is using a so he's using major sounds here, because if you listen to it, yeah, right? Hear that? So he's opted to use a major sound there. going to the diminished there. Now remember, the normal thing we're doing is to do for the 1 to the 3 to 4, flat 5 and 5. But notice that he's starting on the 1. Then he went to a, right? So he's not in that. He's in a, what, this is a flat 6 here. Then he went to a diminished from there. Okay, so the pattern's a little bit different, but it gives you some ideas on what you can do with that. There it is again, the Dorian Idea. Okay, so he did the Dorian. Okay, so what is that? Let's see what that is. Okay, folks, I realize we have to cut the video short for today. If you want to see the rest of the video, go ahead and click the link in the description area or in the top right corner of this video, and you can find a link there to finish it. If you can do this right away, then we won't put the fee on it yet until tomorrow. So remember, always turn on your notifications so you can get notified when a new video comes out. That way we don't miss right when it comes out. And so get that right away, and that way you can finish that way. But as far as the YouTube portion, we're going to go ahead and stop here. And do me a favor, if you want to go to the comments, those of you who do regularly back up preachers, what are your favorite chords? What are your favorite chord progressions? Tell me what you use. And today all we did was just examine Mike Bereal's chord progressions, but maybe you have a couple that you use that you may want to share with me. So let me know. And of course, we have a lot of exciting things planned for you for this new year. So stay tuned to the channel. We have some great things ahead. And thanks again for watching, and see you later.